So, I have been thinking about being disappeared, what it means to be disappeared, just taken, kidnapped, actually, right off the streets, near your home, near your church, in front of your family, in front of your child. And I don't really understand those who say, if it happens to someone like Rumeysa Öztürk or Mohsen Madawi, it could happen to you. I don't really understand that, because it is happening to you. It is happening to me. It is happening to us. And I don't mean to erase my privilege and to say we are all equally vulnerable, because we are not. But what I mean is that if you believe we are all interconnected, if you believe we are all one body of humanity, inextricably connected in a network of mutuality, interdependent, well, then it is happening to us, and it is happening to us right now. And if you still feel removed and safe, well, maybe it does need to be someone you know. But I think your Unitarian Universalist faith in the interconnected web is enough for you to understand, to feel in your bones that it is happening to you, and it is happening to us. The way this fascist regime is dehumanizing Kilmar Abrego Garcia by calling him a terrorist and a gangster, the way others are trying to say he is a family man, a good person who has paid his taxes and contributed to his community, friends, it does not matter one way or the other. You know that. You know that. No one should be forcibly removed from the sidewalks of our towns in the United States of America in 2025. This is easy. No one should be shipped off to a Salvadoran gulag, stacked up bodies against bodies, nearly naked, forced into shaving their hair, wearing nearly diapers and little else. No one. You know this. If this reality does not chill you to the bone, then I invite you to visit the Holocaust Museum while it's still open and spend some time understanding just where we are. Now, I know this is not the joyful opening to the Easter sermon you were hoping for, but it is difficult. I don't even think it's really possible, actually, to get to Easter without talking about the crucifixion moment, without talking about Good Friday and Maundy, Thursday, and Sad Saturday. That's not what it's called. Holy Saturday. Without talking about the torture, the public humiliation, the lies about the character, the spectacle of that torture. This is happening now. And it is a spectacle because we are watching it. We are morally injured by it, and yet we are invited into complicity. As I said a couple of weeks ago, we are the walking wounded due to the moral injury being done to us. Jesus of Nazareth was murdered by the state for his growing in popularity belief that people should never be enslaved, that neighbors should treat one another equally, that all should be given loaves and fishes, and there is actually enough money for there to be no hunger. He was a radical activist who successfully preached a different world. But he is not the one who brought that world into being. They tortured him, they killed him, and they disappeared him. Follow me. They disappeared his body. When his followers went to the tomb, he was gone. My interpretation is that the Romans found where his followers had brought his body and they removed it, trying to tamp down any hope, trying to snuff out his followers' attempts to anoint him, to care for his body, to love him, and to keep his dream alive. You see, I believe the most important keepers of Jesus' revolution have always been the women. Like Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary, those women, Mary, the mother of the Apostle James, those women who went to find his body so they could wash him and bury him properly. They were the ones who did not let him disappear. They did not let him disappear. They were searching for a blessing, and what they found was nothing. And so the blessing had to come out from within them, you see. Their mouths had to carry on the prophetic words of Jesus, speaking truth to power. They had to share the word. They had to find scribes to write it down. They had to pass along the message, not of death, not of defeat, but miracle. Rather than saying, they have taken his body, they have disappeared him, they said, he has risen. So shall we rise. Amen? We shall not let empire have the last word. Not today. We shall not let the powers that be tell us what is true. We shall not let them overwhelm our deepest commitments, the ones to health and science, our commitments to the United States Constitution's promise of due process and habeas corpus for all people. All people. We shall not let the oligarchy have the last word on the existence of transgender people and the spectrum of gender. Nor will we allow them to criminalize migration. Nor will we allow them the final say on what makes a real American. We are a nation of immigrants. We are a nation of racial diversity, and nothing can change that. There just is no going back, at least not without compliance and complicity. But we know. We know from Mary Magdalene, from Joanna and Mary and those first disciples that even after the crucifixion, even after the torture, after the terror, after the moral injury, the deeper blessing arrives. It comes from us. Your moral outrage, fiery and unstoppable, is the blessing. When you declare enough is enough, when you take your moral outrage out to the streets, when you attend the town hall and tell your representative how to represent you, when you call your reps and senators every single day, like I did last week, and tell them to join Senator Van Hollen and go get Kilmer Abrego Garcia back and return him home. If we are carrying the blessing forward, then next week's delegation to El Salvador should be a 737 full of senators. All of them. It's when you get 20 new voters registered by summer and then 20 more after that. It's when you make your 5calls.org to your representatives. It's when you write eloquently to the editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution about the things you care most about. Regimes just like the one Jesus faced, like the one we are facing now, they are only trying to see what they can get away with. Everyone has a blessing to offer to this world that will shape what happens next. Those who were part of earlier movements from years gone by, and those who have never joined a movement in their lives. Christians proclaim that he is risen, so that we can hear that when we rise, not even death can overwhelm love and justice. Not even death is the end of resistance and revolution and the movement. So please take up the blessing of this moment, this Easter moment, and be a part of the resurrection. Join the resurrection of hope. Join the resurrection of justice. Join the resurrection of due process. Join the resurrection of our inalienable rights. My 9-year-old son knows just what that means. He knows that means those are the rights secured by the U.S. Constitution, and they are unearned. They are just the rights we have: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let us resurrect it all and let freedom live, because we have risen.